this morning, a new report from the National Vital Statistics System shows that an alarming trend for young people across the U.S. involves suicide rate.
Since the year 2000, the suicide rate for teens is up 28%, with an average of 5 deaths a day.
I've had anxiety my entire life, but when I got to high school, it was really accelerated.
Mental health! Mental health! Anger erupted at a vigil for victims of the Colorado school shooting last night.
Make it easier for someone to get material help here.
We think of childhood as being that sort of carefree time, like how can children suffer from mental health problems? But we see kids as young as 3 suffering with mental health disorders. We know in Orange County, if you think about that 1 in 5 figure, you could fill 3 stadiums full of kids.
You know, with mental health care, we don't generate a lot of revenue. The way that the system works, it's really difficult to be a financially sustainable mental health unit, and that's why there's, so few resources out there.
It's really hard to find someone who's taking patients immediately. It's hard to know who's good. And we also know that children who don't receive treatment are more likely to drop out of school, to end up in jail, to abuse substances, and never reach their full potential. And I think that's part of what CHOC is all about, right? Is we want to have kids reach their full potential, whatever that may be.
We've been really able to open something different and do something cutting edge and innovative. Many hospitals and organizations have, perhaps opened a unit and they put a ton of emphasis on safety. And they kind of forget the fact that these are humans. For us, because of the incredible community support that we've had, we were able to build this environment that looks beautiful, that's really welcoming, that allows kids to really feel like they're in a healing environment. The other thing is also just our staff. We have this incredible vision for changing the way that pediatric healthcare is provided nationwide, and the staff have really latched on to that with kids who are, at the peak of their illness and are really struggling in that moment. And the staff are saying, it's okay to be angry. Let me help you figure out how to regain control of that emotion on your own. Giving them the tools so that they can use these tools outside of the hospital to really, enhance their life and enhance their wellness and well-being. A lot of kids come to our unit and they just don't have hope. They think, this world is better off without me. And we are so lucky and fortunate to get to spend time with them to say, you are worth being alive. I think one of the most impactful stories is of one of our very first patients who had been sitting in an emergency room for, I believe it was like 8 to 10 days, because there was no beds for kids under 12. She was 5. She was very seriously suicidal. And so towards the end of their stay on our unit, I just remember, one of our last community meetings with a kid, she said, I never thought I'd like it up here. I thought it was gonna be boring. And so we were very excited that she was having such a good time. And she said, I think I wanna stay. I think I wanna stay here forever. And very quickly we realized she wasn't talking about the unit. She was talking about the world. She wanted to stay alive. She wanted to, continue fighting the fight. Being able to instill hope in her and think, at 5 years old, think of all the many years in front of her to make an impact on the world. And we shared a tiny part of that. It's just an incredible feeling. And honestly, every kid that walks through our door, when you think about them moving forward and going on and all of the impact that they're gonna have on the world and all the good that they're gonna do, it's really exciting to think that you played a small part in that.